my name is Nikki. For those of us who are new, we have yoga flow and sound healing. And what you can expect for class today is 45 minutes of a hybrid between mobility and yoga, meant to be very restorative type of movement. And then a 15-minute Reiki-infused sound healing. We'll all set intentions for that. And last but not least, if any poses don't feel great for your body, feel free to adjust as needed. And we'll be doing total body today, and we'll add in a little extra emphasis for some quads, some hamstrings, so if those are feeling tight, you're in for a treat. And the last thing we do is we set a one-word intention. We'll say our name and then a word or a few of how we want to feel. And I will go first. So my name is Nikki, and my intention today is community, connection, and accountability. So really being present in my community and holding myself and others accountable for those around me. So a lot of connection this week.
Love that. I'm Morgan. My word is going to be centered.
Perfect.
I'm Leanne, and connection is really something that I'm going to be setting my attention on as well.
I love that. And welcome to Collective. You're in the right place.
Roshana, and my word today is going to be acceptance.
I love that. You can always use that.
My name is Kyle. Just want to be focused. I think that was my word like last week.
Yeah. Stay focused. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's get into it. We'll start flat on our back as we always do, and then we'll get into our nice total body flow today. So flat on our back, palms on the floor, and just beginning with a big inhale, filling your belly up to the top. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and slowly exhale out. Another breath in, press your belly up to the ceiling. Hold for 3, 2, 1, slowly release. And one more breath up to the top. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and letting go from anything outside of these walls. And beginning with our slow windshield wipers side to side, just opening up those hips and back. And using this hour to really connect with yourself, to find that center, and to find that acceptance with exactly how things are. We'll get last one here. Now both feet flat on the floor. We'll get right into some hamstrings. Right leg up towards the ceiling. And single leg hamstring kicks, lowering the heel and actively kicking that shin towards the forehead. Just starting to wake up the body here. And we'll get last kick. Now grabbing that right calf, exhale, pull the shin towards you in 20-second hold here at the bottom, keeping your tailbone glued to the floor, lengthening through the spine. And then bending the right knee, hugging it in towards the chest, towards the center, and hold. About a 20-second hold here. With every exhale, I'm trying to hug that knee a little bit closer to that chest. And taking that right ankle across your left thigh, supine figure 4, lifting your left foot off the ground, and simply a hold today. Exhale, pull that shin towards you and hold. Trying to drive that right elbow into that right knee, getting that shin nice and parallel with the chest. And then left foot comes straight in front. Right leg also straight to the ceiling. A straight leg supine twist. So bring your right leg across the body. Look over the right shoulder and twisting that spine. And this is just a nice extended variation of our normal supine twist to get a little deeper into the stretch here. Trying to reach that right foot towards the wall, right fingertips towards the wall. And unwinding from that stretch, flat on our back once again. Left leg is still straight. And now grab the right foot, right leg happy baby, driving the right knee towards the right armpit while trying to keep that left leg extended. 20-second holds and getting deep underneath the glute and upper hamstring here. And placing the right foot on the floor, centering the hips and repeating from the top. Now left leg comes up straight, left leg, single leg hamstring kicks. Lowering the heel and actively pulling that shin towards the forehead. Try to use a little bit of that momentum to get a little extra stretch. We'll get last kick. Grabbing the back side of the calf here. Foot is flexed, and then exhale, pull that shin towards the forehead and hold. Keep that tailbone glued to the floor, lengthen through the spine, flex that foot for a deeper stretch. And bend the left knee, pulling the left knee in towards the chest and holding at the bottom. Trying to get that left knee as close as we can to our chest. And taking your left ankle across your right thigh, supine figure 4, lifting the foot off the floor. And again, a simple hold at the bottom here, driving the left elbow into that left knee. Shin pulls towards the chest and hold. Long, slow exhales here. And then one last breath on this position. And extend the right leg straight, left leg straight. Straight leg variation of our supine twist. Pulling that left leg across the body, look over that left shoulder and hold. Decompressing that lower back, extending those left fingertips away. And unraveling from that stretch, last one on this side, our left leg happy baby. Right leg stays straight, left knee comes towards the left armpit, and trying to pull that left knee towards the floor as you keep the right leg as straight and extended as you can. Getting a deep stretch in that upper hamstring and underneath the glute here. And releasing from that side, and then both feet coming to the edge of outside edge of your mat, and then pulling both knees in towards each other for a stretch underneath the glutes here. Think about actively pulling the knees in towards each other. And you'll feel that right in those hip sockets. Try to soften through the upper body. And then last one on our back, both legs happy baby. Taking both edges of the feet and drawing the knees towards the chest. Perhaps gently rolling the tailbone off the floor. And trying to keep those knees at 90 degrees. And then gently making our way into a seated cross shin position. Finding our bearings once again here. And from here, you're simply going to fold forward, and we have a 20-second hold in the center, just decompressing those hips and lower back. Trying to make those exhales longer than your inhales, finding that focus. Coming back up to the top, and then simply cross the other leg in front, and one more 20-second hold, reaching forward over those legs, trying to center yourself over those shins. And just one more breath here. And coming into our 90 degree position, right shin in front, left shin parallel with the side of the mat, front shin parallel with the front of the mat, hand in front of your shin, long chest, exhale, forward fold over that right leg. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, reach long over that right leg. Inhale, pressing up. Last one, exhale, fold forward, and a 30-second hold. Try to reach your arms long as you can in front of you to lengthen through that spine. And trying to get that torso to weigh on that shin. Coming up to the top, one more in this position, shifting over our right thigh, 3 twists of the spine. Exhale, look over that right shoulder and twist, dropping the chest. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, drop the chest, look over that shoulder. Inhale, pressing up. And last one, exhale, twist. Coming back up to the top, and we'll get one more for the right leg. Swinging the left leg forward, tuck the right leg behind, stretching for our quad here. Option 1, staying tall. Option 2, down to the elbows. Option 3, all the way to the floor. And we want to feel our quad and our hip flexor. We don't want to feel anything through that kneecap. So choosing the option that feels best for your body. If you're down here in this low position, you may also feel your lower back and try to soften and surrender into the stretch. Finding that connection with your breath. Staying here in this moment. And taking one more breath here. And coming up to the top. Last one on this side, swing the right leg into our left inner thigh. Inhale to reach up, And exhale, forward fold, lower back and hamstring stretch. One final 30-second hold on this side. And for an extra stretch through that calf and hamstring, you can pull up on that toe to get a little deeper into that calf. And taking just one more breath here. Simply switching to the other side, repeating all of those on the left to get deep into these hips and legs. Right shin parallel with the side, left shin parallel with the front. Tall chest, and exhale, forward fold over that leg. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, long chest, forward fold. Inhale, pressing up. And last one, exhale, forward fold, 30-second hold. If you can, try to reach your arms long in front to get a little extra length through that torso, through that glute. And allow yourself to melt towards the floor. With every exhale, can you let your torso get heavier over that shin? The last breath here. Pressing up to the top, and then 3 of our twisting 90-90 here to wring out our spine. Exhale, drop over that left shoulder, twist. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, drop over that left shoulder, twist. Inhale, pressing up. Last one, exhale, twist, blow out all of the air. Inhale, pressing up. Swinging the right leg forward, left leg tucks behind for our half saddle. Same idea, onto our hands, our elbows, or all the way down, 30-second holds, really opening up that hip flexor, that quad. Making sure if you feel anything through the kneecap to find a lesser depth to go to. Use this opportunity to soften into the stretch. Maybe relaxing your glute, maybe relaxing your face. And just noticing where in your body can you soften to keep that connection with your mind, your body, and your breath. Pressing ourselves up out of that position here. Final one for our seated lower body stretches. Left leg comes in, inhale to reach up, and exhale, meld forward. Feel that tension being released from that lower back, that hip, that hamstring. For a deeper stretch, you can pull up on those toes, pulling those toes towards your shin. Again, focusing on making those exhales longer than the inhale. One last breath here. Pressing up to the top and simply swinging our legs around into our first tabletop position of the day. So into our tabletop, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, our first cat-cow,
Starting with an exhale, rounding up to the top, pressing the shoulder blades tall. And then inhale, arch the back, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Continuing at your own pace, syncing with your breath, exhale to round, and then inhaling to arch. Listening to your body. Maybe you need to go faster today or slower today. Getting last one here. And exactly where you are at, inching those hands forward into our puppy dog, chest to the ground, chin or forehead on the floor. 30-second hold, just opening up those shoulders, opening up our chest, our upper back. And then sending our hips forward, coming all the way flat onto our belly. Bringing our right arm out to the side, left arm bent, left leg bent, our scorpion, kicking that left leg up and over. 30-second hold, let your head rest into the floor, trying to open up that shoulder, right palm stays flat into the ground. And unraveling from that side, switching to the left arm straight, right arm bent, right leg bent, kick the right leg open, leaning onto that left shoulder, head rests into the floor, and trying to open up that chest here, open up that lower back, and then soften into the floor. Unwind from that side. One more pose on the ground if you can, grabbing for both feet, and then option to lift your chest, kick your heels or your top of your feet to the back wall. Trying to lift yourself tall for just 3, 2, 1, and release. Tuck your toes, hands outside of your chest, pressing up into an upward facing dog. And then flip the toes, downward facing dog, pedal out those heels. We're gonna get into a couple new movements as requested in just a moment. But for now, just pedal out those heels. We're gonna get into some shoulder openers as well as some hip openers up next. But first, eyes gaze up to the top of your mat. Jump or step up towards your hands, toes facing in. Fingertips come underneath your toes, spinal decompression. Tuck your chin, rounding up to the top for just 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. Chin is tucked, and then rolling up one single vertebrae at a time. Head is going to come up last, up to the top here. So we're going to get into 2 movements called a controlled articular rotation. One's going to be for our shoulder joints, and then one's going to be for our hip joints. And this is something that you can do every day. I highly encourage it to wake up your body. And the intention is to flex your muscle with about 10% like you're moving through some thick air. So first, we're all gonna start, you'll be kind of opposite of me. Your left hand is going to be on your right rib cage, right arm out to the side. Flex with like 10 to 20% effort, and you're gonna start to make a diagonal chop across your body 45 degrees. Pretend like you're moving through molasses. Arm's gonna come up to your ear.
Now start, again, keeping your ribs down. Start to reach as if you're trying to reach into the back seat of your car without letting anything else move. The back of your palm is going to come towards your glute. You're going to finish at the bottom. Still 20% effort. Now reverse directions. Reach the arm back. Keep flexing. Start to flip the palm. Arm comes up to the ear. Across the body, I'm still flexing, and then down to our side. One breath, one more rep. Exhale, reach. I'm trying to cut through thick air with my hands. Your arms should be shaking just a little bit. Ribs are down. Start to reach for that back seat. Don't let anything else move. Keep flexing as if you're holding like a 10-pound dumbbell while you're doing this movement. And then reverse directions, reach the palm back. Keep the shoulder blade pulled down, flip the palm up towards the ear. Great control, everybody. Beautiful work. And down to your side, and then switching sides. That was perfect for the first time doing these. Ribs are down, flex through that left side. Here we go. Reaching diagonal up and across. Arm comes up to the ear. Keeping the ribs down, shoulder down, reach towards the back seat of your car. Drop your Stanley Cup, you gotta reach for it. Hand comes behind you. And reverse directions, I'm still flexing. You should feel a little shaking through that arm, a little bit of heat, a little bit of fire. Arm comes up to the ear and diagonal chop across the body. You guys are doing perfect with that control. One breath. And exhale, ribs down, core tight, start to karate chop. I'm lifting a 20-pound weight with this arm. Bring it up towards the ear. Ribs are down, shoulder blades down, reach for the back seat. It might feel a little bit crunchy, that's okay. We're working through that shoulder joint capsule. And last one, reverse directions. Just feel that tricep a little bit. Keep the shoulder blade pulled down. Try not to move anything else. And arm comes across. Beautiful. That's opening up those shoulders. The next one, you're going to need to find a wall to hold on to if you can. And you're going to start on the outside leg, so whichever leg is outside of the wall. We're essentially going to pull our heel up and in like we're playing hacky sack. You're going to go as high as you can and we'll reverse. The goal is to not let your hips move side to side, so keep them nice and still, even if that means not going as high. So here we go, my core is tight. I'm flexing my other arm tight out to the side. With your outside leg, start to pull your heel up like you're playing hacky sack. I have like 20% of my muscles flexing. Now, high as I can, start to open the leg to the side. Do not let the back arch. Now kick your heel like you're going up and over a fence. It's gonna feel really crampy right there. Squeeze your glute, hamstring is working, knees meet together. And reverse, squeeze your glute, keep your hips tucked underneath. Just a couple inch lift. Start to lift out to the side. Don't let anything else move. Super crampy through that side position. Knee comes high as we can. Reverse hacky sack. Back down. One breath. And here we go. Second rep. Last rep. Pull that heel up and in. Hacky sack. Knee comes high as we can. Open the leg to the side. Now kick the heel up. Do not let the glutes move. You'll feel super crampy, work through the cramp, that's progress. Knees come together, and reverse directions. Hips stay tucked, squeeze the glute, lift. Come up and over that fence, don't let the torso move, you are tall. Come up and over through the cramp, and foot comes all the way down. Beautiful. Change directions, last one on this side. Left or outside arm is flexed tight, I'm standing still as a statue. Outside heel comes up and in like I'm playing hacky sack. Core is tight. Knee comes above the waist. Open the knee out to the side. Kick your heel up and over that fence. Don't let the glutes move. Torso stays tall. Knee comes around. Knees meet together. Deep breath, reverse direction. Squeeze the glute. Hips stay tucked. Fight through the cramp. You should be shaking as you come up and over that fence. Torso tall, no leaning to the side. Reverse the hacky sack, coming down to the ground. One more breath, last one. Pull that heel up and in. Knee comes up and over the fence here. Keep squeezing. Kick that heel over, glutes stay still. Feel the cramp, chest tall. Knees come together. Last one, you've got it. Kick the heel up and over. Tall torso. Fight through the cramp. Reverse happy sack and relax. Beautiful. Coming back to the center. Toes in, chin tucked, and then rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Nice job hitting our shoulder joints and our hip joints. Super important for our longevity. Those movements, you're gonna inch to a high plank, and then we're going to vinyasa to upward facing dog, and sit back, child's pose, 30-second reset as I delve into what those movements do. Those are your hip cars and shoulder cars, which stands for controlled articular rotation. And that helps you to build both strength and mobility. And you can do a couple of those each morning or evening to really build that resilience. It's a foundational part of your joint health. And we'll take one more breath here. And coming back to our tabletop, you get one more cat-cow here at your own pace. Exhale to round. And then inhale to arch. 30 seconds here. And then we have just 10 more minutes of some movements for our last flow. Those joints should be feeling really limber. And we'll get last one. Pressing up and back into that downward facing dog once again. Beginning with lifting the right leg up into our three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, open the right hip, and tracing 3 big circles. Feel how much more open that hip feels after those repetitions. And then we'll reverse directions. 3 big circles the other way. Opening up that hip. And we'll get last one. 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring the right foot all the way through, planting that foot down. Drop the left knee. Inhale to rise, sweeping up to the top. And exhale, interlace your fingers, drop the hip, lift the chest. 30-second holds, reaching the knuckles down your back here. Stretching out that left hip as well as the shoulders. We'll get one more breath, placing the hands outside of the right foot. Send the hip back into our half split. Exhale, forward folds, 20-second hold here at the bottom, forehead on that shin. Stretching out that hamstring once again. And taking one more breath. And sending that left hip forward, pivoting towards the side wall into our low side lunge, and a 20-second hold. Hands can be on the floor, trying to get that left kneecap towards the ceiling, right heel planted. Just opening up through that hip. Just one more breath here. Sending ourselves to the other side, left leg low lunge. If you can, try to get that left heel on the ground as close as possible. Hands can reach in front for a little extra support. Now opening up the hip on the other side. And then we will come back towards the front foot, pivoting into a left leg straight, right leg bent. Hand inside of the right foot. Drop the left knee, Option to hold here. Option 2 for a deeper stretch. Reach for that back left foot, 30-second hold. Final stretch on this side before we get into the other leg. So opportunity to stretch that left hip flexor, that left quad. You are almost there, so really trying to surrender to the potency of each stretch. And releasing that back foot. Place the hand back on the floor, lift the knee up, step the right foot back to your high plank, vinyasa to upward facing dog, and flip the toes, downward facing dog, and repeating that on the left leg, beginning with your left leg coming up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog, bend the left knee, open the left hip, tracing 3 big circles here. Just notice if that hip feels more open after those hip cards. And reverse directions, 3 big circles the other way. We'll get the last one. Straighten that left leg, step the left foot all the way through, drop the right knee, inhale to rise, reaching up. Exhale, sink forward, interlace the fingertips, reaching towards that right hamstring. 30-second hold. Feel your chest, your heart opening, that connection to your center. Just one more breath here. Hands outside the foot, send the hip back. Flexing your foot, exhale, forward fold in our half split. 20-second hold here at the bottom, stretching out that hamstring. And sending the leg forward, and then pivoting towards the side. Left leg, low side lunge once again. About a 20-second hold, hands reach in front. Feel those hips opening up, lower back opening up. Big, deep belly breaths. Trying to sink the hips lower. And then switching to the right side, using your hands for support. Trying to keep the heels flat on the ground. Breathing into that belly, you are almost there. Coming back to the front of the mat. This time dropping that back knee. Option to hold here. Option 2, reaching that left arm behind to that back right foot, opening the chest, deep stretch for the hip flexor and the quad. Lean into that breath, feel the potency that you are creating. And releasing that foot, hands come inside. Pick up the knee, step the foot back. Last one for our vinyasa to upward facing dog. And sit back into your heels, low kneeling position. Final couple of stretches for our upper body. Beginning with a right arm underneath the left arm, eagle arms here. You can feel free to close your eyes for the next 30 seconds. And simply feel that opening of your shoulders. Feel yourself centered. And the more you breathe into that upper back, the more you can release any tension from that neck. And then simply switching arms. Interlace the left arm underneath the right arm, eagle arms here. However high or low you want to hold that feels best for your body. Feel free to close your eyes to bring that attention inward towards the intention that you came here with today. And holding yourself accountable to your commitments to your self-care, which if you are here now, you are already doing it. And we'll get last breath. Release the hands. Final stretch of the day. Reach your fingertips towards the floor. Chin comes to the chest, slightly rounding the shoulders forward. And then just a gentle side to side neck tilt for the next 30 seconds. Tracing your chin against your chest. And just releasing any last tension from the upper body, from the shoulders. Just breathing into that space of the upper back. Sighing out any tension. One last rep there. And then, whenever you feel complete, you're going to flip over with your heads facing the bowls into your Shavasana. Palms facing up to receive. And just staying present with your breath. Now would be a good time to grab any water or props if you would like. And in the meantime, we will spend just about 1 minute transitioning into our sound healing. So just bringing your awareness to your breath, to your body, scanning your body and noticing how do you feel after that movement. And knowing that if this is your first sound bath healing, there is no certain breath that you need to take. If thoughts come up, that is perfectly okay. And knowing that all you need to do is be open to receiving. And in just a moment, we will get started with our 15-minute sound healing experience. Our intention for our Reiki-infused sound bath healing is going to be community, connection, and accountability. So finding ways to find that connection with yourself and others, and keeping yourself accountable towards your commitments and your integrity with your word. And with that, we will begin. level.